You probably also wondered if Tupac was actually deceased. I mean, how can a person that is no longer alive still be trending so much? And his pictures are everywhere like he never left. That's kind of spooky and needs to be talked about. Tupac Shakur, popularly known by his stage name Tupac or Machiavelli, was probably one of the, if not the most influential American rapper. Tupac was a very talented rap star who was known for addressing contemporary social issues that plagued inner cities, and he was considered a symbol of activism against inequality. The murder of Tupac Shakur was a big shock to the hip-hop community. Although he was known to have a lot of enemies, they never expected him to ultimately die. He was only 25 at the time of his death when he was shot in his car. Reports show that he was shot 4 times, once in the arm, once in the thigh, and twice in the chest, with 1 bullet entering his right lung. There are so many unanswered questions and so many speculations about Shakur's death that have got a lot of us doubting if he was ever dead. A lot of people refuse to believe Tupac is gone. A second mainstream theory is that Tupac is living in either Malaysia or Cuba. Several doctored images, such as Tupac partying with Rihanna, have been released to fuel the rumor. Furthermore, his aunt is said to have moved to Cuba after receiving asylum for her political activism in the United States, so he may be living with her. Suge Knight, the producer that was with Tupac when he was shot, doubts Tupac's death because he said it seemed like Tupac was getting healthier the last time he saw him, so he must be on a beach smoking a Cuban cigar at the moment. Furthermore, Suge Knight's son claims that the superstar was living his best life in Malaysia, and some people think he's somewhere in Cuba. Whether it's true or not, Tupac's name is currently a trending Twitter topic after photos of him resurfaced on Twitter looking a little too modernized. With these pictures everywhere on Twitter, it has gotten so many people talking and asking more questions. Is Machiavelli coming back? Was he ever buried? Did he ever die? Tupac was known to be not just a superstar, but also a notorious gangster that got in a lot of trouble while he was alive. He was arrested for several charges in 1995. He served 8 months in prison on sexual abuse charges, but was released pending an appeal of his conviction. Before he was sent to prison, he was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio and experienced legal troubles with incarceration. On a Wednesday of November 30th, the star was ambushed and shot 5 times, twice in the head, twice in the groin area, and once in his left hand, while his partner Freddie was shot once in his abdomen. He was rushed to Bellevue Hospital where he was operated on. The injuries from the groin left Tupac losing one of his testicles. If a man that was shot directly in different parts of his body, including his head, was able to survive the shooting and leave the hospital the very next day, what happened that he wasn't able to survive the shots that allegedly killed him? Although the doctors had confirmed that the bullets that were used were low-caliber missiles, and if it had been high-caliber missiles, he wouldn't have made it. Just recently, in a slide of tweets collected by The Art of Dialogue, fans are suspicious of his whereabouts. It's been over 2 decades now since the superstar was killed, and somehow they're still releasing new pictures of him that no one has seen before. Does this mean the conspiracy theories are true and that Tupac Shakur is in fact alive? Will he be the true Black Jesus he called himself while he was alive? Is he coming back for revenge? Is he going to be dropping new songs and albums for his fans anytime soon? All of these questions need to be answered, but how do we ask a dead man? He always said he wanted to live a simple and uncomplicated life without the gangs, drugs, guns, and violence. Maybe he saw an opportunity to finally disappear and live the life he had always wanted. Or did he just die like that? While the idea of Tupac being alive is exciting in theory, an autopsy photo of his body that was taken after the shooting shows otherwise. The picture shows the lifeless body of Tupac with injuries on his chest, head, and arm. He was shot with a Glock .40 caliber handgun and fired 13 rounds from less than 13 feet away. Tupac was hit 4 times. He attempted to jump into the back seat of the car as he was being shot, but his driver, Suge Knight, pulled Tupac down into the passenger seat. Some different claims or stories were spread regarding what happened to the superstar's ashes, 2 of which are credible, and the last one is just unbelievable. There were claims that his gang members had smoked his ashes at various locations, but no one seems to agree on the time and place of this event. The whole claim came from a line in his posthumous song, Black Jesus, where he raps, "Cremated, last wishes? Just smoke my ashes." The other story that seems to be more believable was that his ashes were given to his mother, and that she spread her son's ashes over a special place in Los Angeles, and she took the remaining ashes home. The third story was that she took her son's ashes to Soweto in South Africa for a memorial. Whichever is true, no one knows what happened to the superstar's remains. With all of these questions that are left unanswered, it has gotten a lot of people suspecting if Tupac is actually dead.